Welcome, everybody, to the Pan Geekery Podcast, a weekly live video podcast celebrating all things geek from an all-diverse perspective. And what we do is we talk about TV, film, video games, and all the things covering all the nooks and crannies of fandom. My name is Earl Balon. I am an actor-improviser based in Los Angeles, California, and the first cosplay I ever did was the Black Mage from Final Fantasy I.
Yay! Hi, I'm Jennifer Zhang. I'm an actor, writer, artist. I almost said improviser. I'm like, that's not me. And my first cosplay was Bridget Tenenbaum, Dr. Bridget Tenenbaum from BioShock, who is not a major character whatsoever, but I just found her to be poignant because she is the one who gives you the choice to save or to kill the little girls.
Very cool.
Nice,
Hi,
nice.
Guys. My name is Caitlin Faye. I'm a writer, director, actor, and a singer. And my first cosplay, I put in quotation marks because it was so shitty that no one recognized who I was, was Riku from Final Fantasy X.
Right, you did Riku?
Oh my god, you did Riku?
Well, you wouldn't know because no one could tell I was Riku, and it was really embarrassing because the other people who came with me playing Pain and Yuna looked legit.
Yeah, exactly like them.
They looked exact, but my school wouldn't let me dye my hair blonde.
Right.
I couldn't show my tummy.
Also, she wears like literally a bra, I think.
I couldn't, yeah, I got in trouble for doing that. It was bad.
Right.
Hey guys, Walter. I'm a camera operator, editor. And my very first cosplay, I would say, is like, I guess I dressed up as Contra, like the old video game, the 8-bit Contra character. It was terrible. It wasn't really, I use air quotes for cosplay because I didn't really go to a convention to do it. It was more of a Halloween costume. So
that's cool. That counts. It was a character that you turned into real life. So totally acceptable. Yeah.
You don't have to have gone to a convention for it to be considered cosplay.
Okay.
Yeah, cosplay in my room every day.
Yeah.
I mean, what?
All day, every day.
All day, everybody.
All day,
So
every
what's
day.
up, everybody? Welcome to the mid-season finale of the Pan Geekery Podcast. This is episode 48. 48. I just want to say what's up to everybody in the chat. Thank you for being here. Y'all are the best. We're going to be talking about Penny Dreadful, episode 10, and Watchmen, episode 9. And then we'll talk about some other stuff after that. But just a reminder to hit us up on all the socials. Follow us, throw a sub at us if you have a Twitch Prime or an Amazon Prime, and then you can link that to your Twitch. Throw us a sub. That always helps. We have a Discord, and we have streams over the courses of the week. That might change. Like what exactly we're streaming might change over the next few weeks, but we'll talk about it. Anyway. Like I said, we're going to be talking about Penny Dreadful. We're going to be talking about Watchmen, and then a little bit of something after that. So, without further ado, let's get into Penny Dreadful, episode 10, season 1.
Please, God, don't let there be a season 10.
I know.
Only one.
What did we all?
The only season.
At this point, any producer that backs that production, like, I seriously question their judgment.
Shout out to Oddball in the chat says his first cosplay was Logan/Wolverine. Nice.
Nice.
I don't know. What did y'all think overall? Or I guess the season and this 10th episode.
This was the season finale. Yeah, finale. This is the season finale.
Was it though?
And hopefully the series.
It didn't feel like it. Yeah. Actually, I mean, I guess if they could somehow make the story a lot better in upcoming seasons, I might forgive it. But I kind of don't even want to try anymore. Yeah, you wouldn't know because, for example, something really, really big happened. Spoiler: Sister Molly died, and that plot line, in a sense, dies with her.
Yeah.
Right.
What did we discover through Sister Molly about the main plot?
Nothing that we didn't know already.
Nothing that white women couldn't go around with Mexican men back then. I already knew that. So, what was that all about?
I mean,
I will say that I think just watching the episode the season as a whole, it felt like they wrote for multiple seasons.
That's what I mean. I think we were all expecting that, even on a long-term series like Game of Thrones, the end of every season has some kind of a resolution, right?
Right, exactly.
there's something
Some plot
tied up
threads.
at the end and then you have threads that continue until the succeeding season. But this one had no conclusions, no definitive conclusions.
So,
Krezel,
go ahead, John.
Krezel in chat is asking, what is Penny Dreadful about? So we should actually introduce what Penny Dreadful is about.
I honestly don't know anymore.
Okay, well, I'll try in the attempt to actually provide our viewer audience with some kind of leeway into what this show we hate is about. Anyway, so Penny Dreadful City of Angels is the successor to Penny Dreadful, which was originally set in Europe about like Victorian society and all these mythological creatures like Frankenstein and yada yada. But City of Angels is set in LA in the 1930s, 40s, right before World War II. And it's set in Los Angeles, so there's a huge Mexican-American population versus a white American population and the racial tension that results from that, as well as trying to build a new motorway through Los Angeles, through Mexican-American community neighborhoods, as well as a growing Nazi populace present in the heart of LA, trying to gain wrest control of the citizens there. And in the beginning, it was introduced that Natalie Dormer's character is a figure who has remained unnamed throughout the entire series, but
the entire
we only know her
season.
We only know her through
Magda. Isn't
as
her name
Magda.
Well, I mean, like we don't know.
We've never said that in the series, but yeah. So her character is a figure of chaos, and she instills violence and chaos, and she takes on multiple figures in the storylines. Every single storyline has her as some kind of new figure, with the humans not knowing that she's this mythological creature. That said, how did the story fail, you guys?
A lot of ways, and we always bring this up, and the prevailing thing is that there's too much, and it doesn't spend any amount of like appreciable time with any of the storylines that it's trying to push forward to make it matter to us.
I was gonna say, I think the main thing that kept infuriating me was the fact that there was barely any supernatural in it to begin with.
That too.
They were just skating by on the original Penny Dreadful's name.
It's weird. I mean, like, again, we've said this before, like, but why call it Penny Dreadful?
But why?
When it's that?
But why?
Yeah.
I go ahead.
Oh yeah, to me it was just probably the worst example of how to write for an ensemble cast. Like, there's just way too many storylines going on, and I agree with Caitlin that there's no supernatural element to it. No, I mean, I would have even loved like incorporating American literary characters into the script,
or Mexican ones.
Yeah, or whether it's New America or Old America, like throw in like you talking about farmers. You could have had Jason Bolasan, or like the one of the
Cesar Chavez in
UFW
there.
stuff, and like
you want to take some historical context, and a lot of the stuff they have are inspired by actual true events, which are what Earl mentioned or Jen mentions, like the rising influence of not the Nazi political party in Los Angeles, the 110 freeway being built, the Zoot Suit riots in LA, where the Navy sailors started attacking people dressed in zoot suits.
Right.
They're all inspired with all in different time periods, but they kind of condensed it in this, especially in episode 10. But man,
it's a lot of
no resolution.
Yeah.
It was a lot of missed opportunity, I think, and a lot of I don't know. It felt like a lot of elements that were kind of thrown into this mixed bag and were never like tied together. Should we like kind of give a rundown of this last episode, maybe? I think we're all sleeping. It's all right.
I'm sorry. I just fell asleep thinking about what happened. I don't remember because I was that bored.
This was a giant non-episode. It was kind of crazy.
It was really terrible.
It felt like another filler episode. Like
it was.
And how do you have a filler episode for your
last episode
for your season finale? It's crazy.
Right.
What is going on?
I mean, like there were things that happened, but it was like I don't know.
Here, let me try to give the folks
give
rundown. Since Jen does a good job in doing Watchmen, like I'll give her a break and
you go for
let me try to see if I can do it. So it opens up with like back at the dance hall, and we open up because of episode 9 they were all in dance hall having a happy good time. So 10 opens with them still in there, and then all of a sudden Nathan Lane's character goes in there and warns them about the hanging that happened in the previous episode.
Don't forget
hell's gonna break loose.
Santa Muerte was there, but nothing came.
Yeah, what the fuck was
Santa
that?
Muerte was there.
What was that?
I don't know. What was
he was
that?
having her.
What was she there for?
I don't know because nothing happened.
Did she not see Magda? She didn't see Magda.
My dudes. She walks in. She's like, my dudes, you left me out of the story. What the fuck?
What the fuck? These two.
And then, so the announcement's made. All of a sudden, like Diego gets his family out, gets Sister Magda out, and then the Pachucos announce what happened, and they're like, "We're gonna." There's a little
march,
right? The leadership about what they're gonna do. The peace wins, and like let's be dignified and walk downtown and take his body, like. And then halfway through their walk through downtown, what I think is supposedly Beverly Hills. I don't know if that's downtown LA or whatever, but yeah. And all of a sudden, next thing you know,
let's
the evil.
Magda's homunculus
evil
child.
Character, she makes eye contact with the her German version, makes the little kid scream, causing an accident that instigates the Pachucos going crazy.
Right.
All hell breaks loose. Sailors jump in, starts beating Pachucos and just Mexican Americans in general. Where else do we go from there? Oh,
all right. Just like quick overviews of each scene, dude.
Oh yeah, sorry. And then we go to the the Jewish mobsters have the rocket guy, and then the Nazis are looking for him.
Right.
And then cut to the Nazis looking for him, but they can't find him. But all of a sudden they find him with Diego's family, and then they try to save him. The Jewish mobsters try to save him. And then
they're bringing him down to Baja to hopefully send him on a plane to New York. To be protected by the Jewish mobsters there. But then as he's driving along, he talks about his new invention, the nuclear bomb, which the group realizes is bad for the world. And then Nathan Lane takes him out to the beach and lets him smell the daisies. Right.
And then where else do we go from there?
Sister Molly.
And then Sister Magda has a confrontation with her mom, Sister Molly has a confrontation with her mom because she wants to run off with Diego. And then the mom basically low-key threatens her daughter and tells her that she, confesses about the murders in the beginning in episode 1. Jimmy, what's his, Haslett?
Yeah.
James Haslett. And so she confessed for the murder, and then Sister Molly threatens like, if you don't let me go, I will kill myself.
Right. And then mom follows through with the...
I don't believe you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we end with Sister Molly killing herself.
Tiago finds out on the way back from Baja, and then they dance at the end because everything's all good. So
they dance at the end.
There's a big Coco moment in the cemetery for Dia de los Muertos.
Even though Tiago's girlfriend, the love of his life, just killed herself.
So apparently, it's weird because
smiling and drinking.
It makes me kind of want to know what the timeline is here, but
I mean, it hardly matters because there's no story continuity. I think what the story suffers from is a crisis of identity, which is ironic for a story that's supposed to be about racial identity.
It's here's the thing, and like I'll admit I haven't done the research, into who wrote this, and a lot of it is just like it's so surface level, surface level diversity that it's like
you know what, guys, this is a blessing. I'm going to look at this like a good thing because this show has taught me what not to do. No, I'm serious, Jen. Like when we write our comic book series, we should look to this season
as what not to do.
What not to
do when you're writing a series.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Don't try to open up too many plot threads with too many characters, not knowing where it's going to go, and then just expecting that the viewer or the reader, in our case, will be interested when it goes nowhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then,
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I
was going to say, like, I don't even necessarily know if the crisis was particularly about having too many characters or too many storylines. I think the point was that the storylines didn't actually tie together or progress in a meaningful way.
That's what I mean.
If you looked at even like the first season of Game of Thrones, like you get introduced to a really wide berth of characters.
But everything's like this.
But everything coalesces because they're all competing for the same thing. However, for this, they're competing for the motorway. They're doing like voting into office. There's Nazis doing things. There's a weird Nazi doctor whose story has absolutely nothing to do with anything. Tiago has some kind of romance. The younger sister joins the church. The younger brother also joins the
gang.
Yeah. You know, there's already 7 things which in and of themselves could be a deeper story, but they never get past the point where they are just superficial. And then they are haphazardly thrown together, and then you're supposed to expect that there's some kind of complexity out of that. In fact, it's just a gut splayed out with no meaning whatsoever.
Yeah. It's weird because, like, I feel like, and I kind of said this earlier, but like, it kind of suffers from like, the writers are like, okay, I think we're going to get a 2nd or 3rd season out of this, so let's, because it's Penny Dreadful, so let's write for the for the long game.
It doesn't matter. As I said, at the end of every season, there should still be some kind of a conclusion.
Wait, I know I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, I know you're agreeing with me. I'm just saying they're dumb.
Yeah.
They should have seen it coming.
They wrote for this long game when they didn't have a long game, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, like focus what's in front of you first.
Yeah, exactly.
Going for the long game. I mean, I would have been just as interested if it was like a race for mayor between the city council, and like that woman there was like, and what's that dude's name?
Councilman, what's his name? Everybody is like
everyone's just that dude.
I know.
That chick.
Everybody is what's his name?
Mom.
Older brother. Younger brother. Middle brother.
Nathan Lane.
Nathan Lane. Brad Garrett.
I just realized I've been saying Diego this whole time. His name's Tiago, so I've been.
What have you been saying his name?
Tiago.
I think I've been saying Diego.
Diego is
who got lynched.
Yeah,
because it's Tiago is short for Santiago.
Santiago Vega.
Tiago.
Again, it's indicative of like how we just don't care about these characters.
We really don't care.
The guy, dude, the leader of the Pachucos died, and Mateo
so
was just
unceremoniously.
He was just chilling in the end.
Yeah,
here's
they're not looking for him.
That was such a weird moment for me because like you never saw in the younger brother's eyes like the want for leadership or the need for leadership. So when he takes it, it's like what?
Why?
Why? I thought he was about family. I thought he was like about like being a Pachuco and like backing up.
Yeah, because Greaser, fake Mexican American Natalie Dormer, Magda.
God,
she's the one who encourages him.
Pachuco, you're all Pachucos now.
That shit, like fucking, it's like nails on chalkboard every time she's on the screen.
Nails on a chalkboard.
She went on stage in the accent, trying to incite the crowd.
Oh my God!
Like they're gonna buy it. Who's this gringa fucking telling us what to do?
Right.
I'm all acting like I'm Hispanic.
The problem, like, I think the original sin of this story is that the conceit of Magda being like some all-encompassing character for all destruction and death in the world is too vast of a setup and not specific enough to tell in a story like this.
But they could have. If they really worked at it, they could have. Because, I mean, like, there's a lot of stories that tell, like, about these huge omnipotent beings that they just, like, all they have to do is they bring it into something that's personal. And
Watchmen?
Anyway. Yeah, exactly. We're going to talk about that later. We looked at the person of Dr. Manhattan, and that's why it's interesting. When we're sitting here talking about first of all, like powers that are like ill-defined and like never are actually seen on, I don't know, whatever. But gosh, what a mess! What a mess.
Well, I mean, I think it's worth comparing Dr. Manhattan and Magda for a second.
I think so too. Yeah.
So
I agree.
Yes, go on.
If we were to like if Magda, say, is here to wreak destruction, and she hasn't proven to us that she has omniscience in the way that Dr. Manhattan has, but she has a level of, like, supernatural influence over people, right? To make them do destructive things.
Yes.
Like, how are both of them using their power? The thing is, Magda's usage of it is like very nonsensical, because the more you see her use it, the less power she demonstrates she actually has.
Yeah.
It's so
Because
weird.
she doesn't actually have the influence that she claims that she does. And the story doesn't move to a point where
Right.
her powers grow or diminish or gets challenged, you know?
I feel like her power level is like all over the place.
It is.
And, you know, we see her like in full power at the beginning, you know, inciting that riot. And at the end, she's in a dance hall, like, just kind of staring at everything and letting everything happen. Even though she could conceivably, you know, steer this a certain way, she doesn't.
Right.
And you're sitting there, you're left sitting there asking why. When I saw literally 8 episodes ago, she started a riot because she wanted to. I don't know.
The second she did that on episode 1, when she started whispering in soldiers' ears or police officers' ears, I was like,
we were like, what's the point?
This is not good. Yeah.
If she wanted World War III to start, she would whisper in, like, you know, any dictator's ear. Hop around the world, whisper in 5 people's ears.
Right.
Get the plot
Not
going.
just that, she can do the bomb herself. She can already explode windows.
Right.
What the fuck? But going back to the oh yeah, go ahead.
No. The comparison.
Oh, go ahead. No, you.
No, the comparison between Dr. Manhattan.
Going back to the Dr. Manhattan analogy, it's also the way their identities are revealed.
Right.
Dr. Manhattan is kind of like his power is so great he could be seen as a Deus Ex Machina.
Right.
But they give him limitations,
Right.
and we can see this. His true identity is not revealed until far into the like final episodes. Yeah.
Right.
The last.
Exactly. And the cool thing about that is Dr. Manhattan was always kind of just referenced to throughout the show. So he was just far and distant enough away for us to not really be thinking about it.
Right. He was a mystery box we didn't know we had.
Exactly. And Magda was there from the first scene.
Right.
So there is no excuse for us to not know who she is this late in the game. And we still don't know who she is. You know,
We don't.
The storyline is a flat line, whereas Dr. Manhattan's has gone like
it goes like this.
Yeah, it's like, because you find out little things about Dr. Manhattan, like over the course of the series. Magda is just like, I exist, and that's
We
it.
don't know anything about her.
Yeah.
Like, what do we actually know about her?
We don't know her place in the cosmos. We don't know what it is, and that's like, it's so aggravating.
Where did she stack up in the pantheon of gods that in this universe, right?
Who cares?
Who gives a
At least in
shit
Dr.
at this
At
point?
least in Dr. Manhattan,
He's like,
we were
Goku.
able to like, but in Dr. Manhattan, through the series, you do realize like he exists in all the time. He's aware of everything that's going on in all the timeline that he's been alive or is alive or is and ever will be, whatever. And then, you know, he's keeping track of everything, and he's this omnipresent being technically, like because he's responsible what's going on in Mars or in what's the name of the moon
Europa.
that he has Europa. You know, but his attention and you know, is in all these places. So you know the parameters that you're working with Dr. Manhattan. He can destroy civilizations if he wanted to.
Right.
I'm going to throw another thought into the mix. If Magda is the harbinger of destruction and chaos, what is her alter ego?
Her
Who is
sister
there to oppose her?
Because
if it's supposed to be Santa Muerte, she has not displayed any such powers that can counter Magda.
No.
Because there needs to be polarity, right? There needs to be some kind of opposition. Otherwise, it's just like the world in a neutral state versus Magda instilling chaos and sin on Earth.
Which is what original Penny Dreadful had, right? Because they had the demon and they had Earth and like God and the angels like kind of help going through, you know, our heroes, and then Dracula, or, you know, being the kind of like, and Lucifer and Dracula is like kind of playing the strings in the background, you know, and like pulling everyone's strings to let evil incarnate out into the world. At least there's that. There's two forces.
See, we're already rationalizing on something that they have.
Yeah, this is all conjecture at this point. Yeah. And it's conjecture for like the series that gave us basically nothing. I think we should move on because, like,
Oh, I'm sorry. I just want to ask you guys real quick, though. Like
really
that
quick
scene in the cemetery when she touches Tiago's neck and like gives her prediction for World War II. I'm like, what was that?
It was nothing.
It doesn't indicate what role Tiago's going to play in the war. They just wanted to end it like, ooh, let's give him
let's put this big mystery box.
Titillation. Yeah. Cliffhanger, but it didn't really solve anything.
No, it didn't. And I think what they're trying to juxtapose, I don't know. This is me conjecturing about a series that is already done. So I'm not going to. We're going to move on to, a series that, we all actually enjoyed.
It's also done, but
we all actually enjoyed. So let's talk about episode 9 of Watchmen, season 1.
Season finale.
The season finale. So what did y'all think?
So I had kind of mixed thoughts about this.
Right.
I'm still kind of parsing out
about it,
what exactly, like, because I've heard of people being split on the ending of Lost, right? I haven't watched Lost myself, but people being like divisive about what they think of Lindelof, and particularly in regards to the way he ends series. And I'm thinking of that now.
Was this ending divisive? Did people not like the ending of Watchmen?
I don't know. I'm just speaking for myself.
Oh, I'm just
I don't know
curious.
if I'm like fully satisfied by the ending.
I would have been satisfied, but there were some things that I felt like weren't wrapped up, or they were kind of just let go. Okay, so honestly, it was so good that I'm just quibbling at this point, but when something is so good and there's tiny little things that get unresolved, you can't stop fixating on them. And for me, maybe it wasn't resolved. Maybe it wasn't a lack of no resolution, but for me, it was kind of like, I wish they had explained more about Blake's relationship with Dr. Manhattan. Otherwise, why did they bring it up at all? Like, she was there. He didn't acknowledge her. They didn't speak to each other. The show would have been the same if they hadn't been lovers. So I don't know why they brought that up.
I think that was just a reference to the comics.
Well, that's dumb. They should not have done that. They should have just... I don't understand why... because if you're going to have that happen, let it go somewhere, you know?
They essentially made... Yeah, they essentially made Lori a sitting duck, like...
Yeah, her character was kind of like overall...
They dropped her character. They dropped Looking Glass. He could have not been in there and it would have been the same outcome. So I feel like they dropped those characters. And I almost feel like the revelation about True being Ozymandias' daughter was also kind of unnecessary. Like, I feel like it was kind of like a cheesy soap opera plot.
Right.
You're my dad, because they didn't need to do that.
My biggest point of confusion... Oh, sorry,
go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, I think they needed to do that just because to explain her genius level.
Oh, an Asian woman can't be a genius?
No, but like, I mean, like the super genius level.
Like an Asian woman can't be a super genius?
No, I mean, but we're talking
to establish her narcissism level.
Yeah.
Because Veidt is saying she's unfit to be leader because she's too much like me.
Sure,
like, she's also narcissistic. Is what I gathered from it.
It's the sins of the father.
I wish it was more foreshadowed. I feel like they flopped that in at the end.
That was not foreshadowed. It felt
wasn't
a little
foreshadowed. It felt kind of forced.
Yeah.
I
don't think it's like a non-point though. Well. I mean, sorry, what, Jen?
No, I was going to bring that up as well. I was saying that True being revealed as not a worthy successor, there's not enough like built up for us to not believe that she would be an unworthy successor.
Right.
You know what I mean? We do know that she's cutthroat. We do know that she's authoritarian. And I'm not just saying this because I'm biased as an Asian person.
No.
She, the speech that she offers to Cyclops, she actually genuinely believes that she can make the world a better place. Yeah. And she can do more than Dr. Manhattan has done. That said, there is no election process for who should be God. You know? So, like, the universe is not just in that way. And John, when in becoming Dr. Manhattan, he hasn't done enough as either. You know what I mean? He has done jack diddly squat as... But
then is there an onus on him too? I mean, that's another philosophical question.
Exactly. It's a philosophical quandary. I guess, like, my major gripe was with why does everyone seem intent on breaking down True when it seems as if like her efforts were the one her efforts were what saved everyone in the world and gathered them here in the first place thus far.
Right, but like, who are you thinking about? Like, who's breaking down True? Just like the world in general, or is it? Are you talking about?
Oh, because like Adrian decides to kill her. You know.
Right.
Yeah. Adrian decides to kill her. Lori and Looking Glass follow through with it. You know.
Well, I think Adrian decides to kill her because jealous of her because she has achieved. Well, one, he considers her a thief and her mother a thief for stealing his genes, right? And so, but she's achieved so much more without him, and she's
I don't know
like,
if it's jealousy. I'm not sure.
I don't know if it's jealous.
I think it's more just like he sees her as a threat that needs to be stopped because she's going to harm more people.
But I mean, both.
Right. There's probably a little bit.
She basically defeated him, in my opinion.
Yeah.
She did.
Like, she was kind of like really victorious. Like he literally had to ask her for help, and instead of being appreciative of her helping him, escape Europa, he turns on her, and it just goes to show the character of Boy. He's like. He sees
an
her,
opportunist.
Like you said, competition.
Right.
And he's like, oh, I can take her out. And it justifies like, oh, because we won't be safe with her having godlike powers. Like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not going to deny that there's like some jealousy there, I think, as well.
I mean, jealousy is there, but I don't know if it's a primary motivation.
Right. I don't think it's primary motivation.
I'm going to hail down frozen squid to fucking kill my daughter mid-transformation.
It's to stop my daughter from getting godlike powers.
I don't think he ever really considered her his daughter anyway.
Yeah,
she's just another obstacle to whatever his goal is.
Yeah.
Which is
I don't know.
What's his goal?
What's his goal?
His well, if we're talking about his like series long goal, it's always he wants one to bring about Pax Ozymandias, right? He wants to be the one to save the world from itself.
He wants to be Dr. Manhattan.
Right.
Well, that's what I'm
without
saying.
Dr. Manhattan's powers.
If Lady True did get the powers of Dr. Manhattan, she might have actually been able to save the world, but which conflicts with his interests. So of course he'll stop her.
Right. She was another roadblock in his plans, I think. But of course, there's a little bit of jealousy.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jen.
I felt like this last episode did so many pivot turns that it borders on Deus Ex Machina for me.
Oh, do go on. I want to hear it. No, I'm serious.
No, because like I think the reveal of True, the reveal of the plan, the senator getting revealed, the senator getting killed, then True's plan getting revealed, then True getting killed, then Adrian getting captured, and then Angela getting maybe is she Dr. Manhattan or not? It feels a little bit slapped together. I feel like if they wanted like another 10th episode, they could go into True's background the same way that they did for before, and garner a deeper understanding of, is she definitely flawed? Is she somebody we definitely don't want the nuclear codes to her?
No, why there wasn't just 10
I don't know if that was like built up enough for me to go like, oh yeah, you should kill True because like her as Dr. Manhattan would be terrible, you know.
They really could have just had one more episode, and I think I would have been happy because then they would have been able to
to talk about True's background,
and also the other characters.
Right, like, I had that feeling that it felt like it ramped up to this thing, and then it just kind of wrapped up too neatly and too quickly.
That's what I mean.
And I don't know what the reasons are behind like 9 episodes, but
I don't know why 9 versus 10.
Should have been 10.
I would have easily been satisfied with having another like hour of like what was going to happen there. So
I think it was necessary. Honestly, I think it was necessary.
What needed elaboration?
Chances are it's just pure budget that they didn't have enough money to make a 10th episode, so they
HBO, man. HBO? They did Game of Thrones. They have money for this.
Yeah, but then the last season of Game of Thrones, they also like shortened it up too. So
no, that was by choice.
That was D&D. They
were willing
to
give them 10 more seasons. Yeah, they gave them a blank check. They said, however much money you need, here, go for it.
And they chose to make that. So
What was lacking going into the finale, I think, was a deeper understanding of Laurie's position in all of this, as True's position in
it sucks because
what ends up happening to True feels anticlimactic because we have felt her building up to this extent, and it feels taken away from her without enough redemptive reason. You know, I didn't know how to feel when I saw that she was killed. I was just like, should I feel that she deserved to be killed? Because I don't have any argument against.
It was kind of like a null point in my emotions.
Surprised
it was like
they turned her into a villain at the very end. I was like, oh.
Right.
I had that feeling that was going to happen from her intro.
I wasn't expecting that. I thought she was going to be
Daenerys Targaryen.
Well, yeah. I wouldn't even.
The smart women, the smart, powerful women die at the end.
I mean, I was just happy that they let the daughter/mother live.
Right.
Yeah, she looked traumatized.
I just wish that I hope season 2 does happen because, even though right now it doesn't seem like
Lindelof is not.
I would think that season 2 would bring back Lady True. Because I'd like to think that she has a clone version of herself somewhere with the memory.
And I don't know if that's satisfactory to me, honestly.
This gets into dicey territory.
Well, she probably, realistically, knowing her character, she probably
would.
Have her clone out there. Will it be a good story? No. It's just cheesy, so no, probably not.
You know what? The kind of hole in my soul with regards to the show is like, I really wanted more, like Laurie to do more.
Yeah, I feel so bad. Silk Spectre came back. Also, I fully admit, and I want to right a wrong that I've made in previous episodes, claiming that Silk Spectre was like the first Silk Spectre. I got my timelines wrong. This is the Silk Spectre that we see in Watchmen. So
yes, this is Silk Spectre. She's the Silk Spectre we see in the Watchmen book. Her mother was one.
Her mother
before.
is the original.
Yes,
but her mother was in Minutemen.
Yes.
So the timeline is that she's
Silk Spectre.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the one in Minutemen, one who got raped. Right?
Yes, and produced Laurie. Her mother. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Strength and Cat said, didn't they want to move on to Star Wars? Yes, and then they got fired shortly after talking about D&D.
They didn't get fired. They stepped away because they realized that they didn't have. They started doubting themselves. They didn't think they had the capacity.
Is that what happened?
Really?
That was an insider source.
I heard.
From what I heard.
Yeah, because what I heard was.
Well, what did you guys hear?
I mean, after that shit show that they pulled off at some Houston,
they admitted that they didn't know what they were doing in the last season of.
Exactly, but my insider source is that they stepped away from Star Wars because they said, "Oh no, Game of Thrones sucked at the very end. We don't have what it takes to satisfy this big a fan base, so we're just gonna cut our losses and walk away and work on our."
I think that's what their press release was to the public.
No, they won't say that to the public. They'll say it privately, though. The press release to the public said, "We want to focus on other projects. We don't have time to do Star Wars." But no one has time.
I think Disney dropped them before that.
No, because anyway, I could go.
Whatever. That's more conjecture about stuff we can't change.
Conjecture about things we don't know.
Yeah, but
Sorry, go back to Watchmen.
GOT did die in vain. Watchmen. I don't know. Okay. Oh God. Well, I mean, we still have potential. There are other series that are still in production. I mean, maybe not now, but they were in full swing when before quarantine. I don't know.
Turns out lithium is the kryptonite of Dr. Manhattan. You can build him a lithium cage. That's what they were melting down old watches. I do appreciate that they're trying to find limitations for Dr. Manhattan, but the problem I've been finding with Watchmen as a series, like even while reading the comic books, even while watching the movies, is that when Dr. Manhattan is at the height of his powers, or when people are dealing with the height of his powers, it definitely seems as if like people are at a loss coming to grips with exactly what that means. Like there's a certain extent to which like there's like the reach exceeds your grasp in a way.
You mean they just can't conceive of the totality of Dr. Manhattan? Mm-hmm. Got it.
Yeah.
I think so.
Like, again, like if Dr. Manhattan knew that he was going to be destroyed, would he not avert the disaster? Or was that like deterministic? You know what I mean?
I think he saw that and was welcoming it.
But why?
What? Say it again, Walter.
Oh, I think he saw that and was welcoming to it. Like he was, that's why he's just. I mean, and I'm just making assumptions, right? But Dr. Manhattan, I think he's lived all this life and he's just tired of being Dr. Manhattan and wants to pass his power to someone else.
He hasn't made that clear, though. He just says to Angela 10 years ago, disaster will strike,
Right.
And he accepts that as his death. But there is a sense that he is passive about it, Walter. Like, I will agree with you on that. It seems as if he has resigned himself to the fact that he will die. However, why is it that he, a semi-omniscient being, is unable to avert his own death or prevent somebody else from obtaining his power?
Because he's not really omniscient.
Right, or omnipotent. I think the one thing that he's more omniscient than he is. Yeah. He's more omniscient than he is omnipotent. And again, this is like stuff that doesn't necessarily get covered in the comics, or I mean in the show.
And it could be just the fact that it's
more philosophical.
That he sees all different variations or the timelines. Like he just sees that's just fate. That's just what's supposed to happen to him. That's his thing is like
he knows about time and existence at all points, but his power to influence it is limited.
Yeah, I guess the idea that we should subscribe to, at least in this universe, is that nothing is certain, right? Like time is like there's like a million different variables, and he can see all the different paths. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, because the idea behind it is that he can't even know exactly what's going to happen, but it makes you question. Actually, no, I do feel like he shows like pretty human emotions, though, right? Like he can feel sadness, happiness,
right?
I mean, yeah.
Like he didn't want to be alone when he died.
And I just realized there's a possibility that he did see all the possible different timelines, and it was either whether True gets it or the senator gets it or Angela gets it. So he's like, and it's possible. And again, I'm just making assumptions. Like he could have, then he chose like the best timeline or the best, divergent branch.
So you're saying he's Doctor Stranging it?
Possibly. Like, with to say like, why is he being so passive and stuff? It's like maybe he is. This is his way of being. He knows fate is going to happen. He's going to die either way, whatever he does. The only thing he can do is choose, like, vote for which branch actually lives, right?
Right. So I guess what you're saying is like there's some kind of he's pulling damage control is what you're saying.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, that's why he talked to Angela's father. He pulled all these strings before he put the disc in his head to make him lose memory. So he set these things up.
So this theory then is in line with he did give his powers to Angela through the egg. Because that matches up. Like if you're saying that he did all these things, he probably is more willing to be passive about his own destruction, if knowing that his powers would pass on to Angela
to someone someone respectful. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I guess.
Or his powers just never went anywhere.
This is kind of the funny thing now that like I'm sitting here, we're actually like talking about it. Is that again, with like Watchmen, a lot of stuff, awesome stuff happened in this season. But it still feels like here at the end, we're left with a lot of questions, and it feels a little, I don't want to say unsatisfying, but it felt a little empty.
It felt a little empty. It also felt a little anticlimactic, I will say.
Yeah.
Another thing I noticed was the older son of Angela, who they had so much.
That was such a good thing. You think something's going to happen there, right?
But nothing did. Like there's all this characterization early on in the series with her and the son. She even has like talks with him in bed, and you can tell that
were great.
He's kind of but he's kind of like a disturbed child. And then there's even that question where Bjorn asks her like, if you're afraid of your children being harmed or whatever, then why are you doing this? And then I think he sees the Sister Night outfit at the very end, and maybe he concludes that's my mom, but that's it. We don't even get any lines from him. He doesn't say anything. It's just
the way I interpreted that scene.
Right?
Okay, but for me, the way I interpreted that scene was that I feel like the kid saw that and got inspired, and hopefully he could, if there was a season 2, like he starts trying to become a masked vigilante also, or something like that.
He's like 10.
I don't know if it was inspired, but
Yeah, I didn't get that read in like the way
I
they,
got like a kind of disturbed look.
Yeah,
Just like,
so did I.
Holy fucking
Like-
shit! Like that was that expression.
like when I watched it, I was like, there were several emotions I think in his head when I like what I was reading was like, holy shit, my mom's fucking Sister Night.
Yeah.
But also, fuck, she's been lying to me this entire time.
Yeah,
You know, so there's a little
That's
bit of
what I got from
betrayal
it,
and a
too.
little bit of like, I don't know if it was pride, but like,
And see, that's what I wish there'd be a
surprise.
season 2, because they could flesh that out. I want
Right.
to see the trial of Voight for what his crimes that he's committed.
right.
And then, of course, see if Angela got Dr. Manhattan's power.
Of course, yeah.
How
Yeah.
that otherhood treats her, and does she create her own Europa?
Right.
Right. So, I mean, overall, let's kind of just let's wrap this up. Pretty good, right? As a series. Probably, I would say one of the better.
I think it's
one of the better series.
Amazing.
That,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Very
genius.
excellent.
It's a work
Yeah.
of genius.
yeah.
And it makes you think. It like leaves you with many thoughts, and I definitely have to work through them. But the build up was really satisfying.
I think
Yeah.
it went like this.
Wow.
and just like
Actually, not that low. Just so you guys can
Just
see
like
it.
a little dip.
Yeah, like that.
the cinematography was great on every.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was beautiful.
Always,
Beautiful
yeah.
cinematography,
The look.
amazing acting, just engaging storytelling for one. If we're talking about just like at the bare bones level, the differences between this and Penny Dreadful, just engaging storytelling.
Well thought out. They know exactly where they're going.
Gabriel
Everything is
Bosco, thank you for
intentional.
the bits. Thank you for the
Thank you
bits.
so
Oh, thanks, man.
much.
They know how to build conflict too.
Right.
You know, like we know where conflicts are going. We know what characters' intentions are. So they never do anything that are out of line from what we'd expect them to do. Not that everybody has to be as we expect, but
Right.
when characters do something, we have to go like, oh, of course they would do that. You know?
Right.
Because that
I'm
makes
saying-
sense for their
yeah.
character.
Yeah.
That there has to be like a thought thread that you can follow. Right.
I really wish we could. To the
What's that?
writers of Dreadful, it just
What's
be
that?
like. I wish
Yeah.
we could interview one of the writers of Penny Dreadful and be like, "What the fuck, guys?"
Oh no,
I don't
that would be
know.
a very awkward interview.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, that brings us to the end of our Penny Dreadful. I'm sorry, Watchmen talk. Yeah, that was great. I don't know.
If you haven't seen Watchmen, on HBO's Watchmen, highly recommend it for you guys. It's a great series.
Right.
Fantastic. Yeah.
9 episodes. It's quick. Like you know, people will say it got kind of a slow start, but like once 4 hits, it's off
I would
to
say
the
once
races.
4 hits, you're like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's establishing characters. It was a great example, and
Right.
yeah, like I highly recommend HBO's Watchmen, even Watchmen the movie or graphic novel. Check it
Right.
out, y'all.
Yeah.
And if you want to watch something, what not to do in a series, watch Penny
Penny
Dreadful.
Dreadful.
City of
City of
Angels.
Angels.
City of Angels.
I'm so sad about that series. I mean, like it felt like there was some possibility in the beginning, and now you know.
So many possibilities. So many.
Anyway, so that brings us to pretty much the end of our mid-season finale here. I just want to thank everybody for following us this season, at least this part of the season, and for always supporting us with bits, with subs, with follows, and all that, for just being in chat and and interacting with us. It's been really great this season. And like Rodney said last week, we are taking a break for at least a month, and at least from this main podcast, we will be continuing.
You guys are still doing game streams, right?
We're still doing game streams. What our schedule is going to be for that is going to be determined. We'll put that all out on all our socials and here down there in our schedule. So we're not going to be gone for long. You'll see our faces, you know, at some point over this month-long break. You just won't see us here on Mondays at 8 p.m. anymore for a little bit. But we'll still be around. Join us on our Discord, and we will be there as well. You can interact with us there and all our social media.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you. I don't know.
On our IGs, follow us.
Yeah. I don't know if y'all wanted to say anything as well.
Ladies first.
I may or may not be able to stream tomorrow night because my roommate is moving out tomorrow and she's taking the internet.
Oh no!
Yeah, so I'm
taking
gonna
the internet with her.
Yes, she is. So I've got to do something about that.
Right.
So I'll let you guys know.
Steal it back.
Yeah, I've got to steal it back.
To steal it back.
Yeah. So
right, Kat?
to be determined. To be determined.
Right,
Like my modem.
Yeah, I know.
My router.
Akio modem.
Accio modem. Yeah. Yeah. Anyone else?
Jen, or you want me to?
You must.
You want to go, Jen?
I just, offer your best hopes and prayers for, our producer. And,
Right, we can talk about that.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Are you gonna tell them?
Well,
I wasn't going to say. All right, go ahead.
I
Jen.
don't know.
Yeah,
Rodney went to Disneyland, so
Yeah.
that's why.
But I mean,
oh man, that sounds actually more dire.
what I will say is Rodney, get better, dude. Yeah, take care of yourself.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks to everyone that's joined us, even the guys who comment and just following our IG and our socials and just watching us every Monday. So especially you loyal subs and you guys commenting. I love it. I love reading stuff. And everyone stay healthy. Things are, it's getting crazy. Stay healthy and keep your mental fortitude and just stay strong mentally as well as physically, It's tough right now, but we're here for you guys. Just keep following our streams and follow us on IG and message us. I'm pretty sure everyone's here is pretty available and just talk to or tell us about your favorite shows.
Oh, I don't know about that. I wouldn't say that, Walter.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
I have nothing going on in my IG, so tag me, right?
Yeah.
But let me know what you guys are watching during this pandemic. So I'm cool about it, but yeah.
Cool.
But thanks,
You'll
everyone.
see us on streams. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, again, thank you everybody for joining us for this episode and all the previous episodes this season. Y'all have meant a lot to us, and the support is flabbergasting, and it's very humbling. So again, we'll be this stream will be gone for at least a month, but we will be at our other streams and see us there. And once we come back to this, we'll be faster, we'll be stronger, we'll be much improved, hopefully. And much more rested. So in the interim, everybody take care of your mental and physical health. Stay safe. Mask up. Black Lives Matters. Black Lives Matter. Oh, god dang. Mask up.
God dang.
Mask lives matter.
Mask lives matter.
Lives matter.
Black Lives Matter. But yeah, wear a fucking mask. All right. That's what Oddball in the chat says. All right, folks. Thank you so much. And it feels so sad to say this I don't know. But have a good night. Take care. See y'all soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Adios.